Welcome back, True Seeker. Want to talk about the Yankees-Phillies game yesterday, where the Yankees won 6-5 as both teams got to 65 wins. The Phillies got swept and the Yankees became 65 and 45. And before the series began, we pointed out how that was a very possible outcome based on gematria, something we've been using with Rig Sports for next month will mark 11 years of talking about these exact same things. We've always called Philadelphia the 65 city. But again, before the series began, we said, well, if Yankees sweep, they're going to get to 65 and 45, a perfect record that would match Philadelphia Phillies in gematria. You see that on the screen. Philadelphia 65, Phillies 45. But what made it hilarious is the Yankees put Nestor Cortez, number 65, on the mound yesterday, and he became 5-9 for the year. We're going to talk about that because the year that the World Series was Yankees and Phillies 15 years ago, that was the last time the Yankees won a World Series. But the Yankees lost 59 games that year. So we're going to look at that. But yes, this 65 thing. And again, just a reminder of who runs the show, who does the scripting. 65 is significant to July 31st, the day of that ritual. This just happened July 31st, 2024. Yankees sweep Phillies to become 65 and 45, meaning they won all three games in the series the Yankees did. They beat the Phillies 3-0 in the series. But this series ended on the anniversary of Ignatius of Loyola's death, the founder of the Jesuits, a saint to the Catholic Church who died in history at age 65. And again, Philadelphia doesn't just have the 65 gematria, its date of establishment, October 27th, the day leaving 65 days left in the year. Why we've always called Philadelphia the 65 city. The other year, it was that Philadelphia solved the boy-in-the-box murder after 65 years. Right before they went to the Super Bowl on Lincoln's birthday, playing at Lincoln Financial Field. As we've always pointed out, again, the Jesuits gave us the calendar, the language. A lot of these, not a lot, all of the pro-American sports that are big, baseball, American football, basketball, all of these sports go back to secret societies. All the founders were in secret societies. They were Masons. Modern Freemasonry is a Jesuit creation. Notice how New York Yankees and Society of Jesus overlaps perfectly with gematria. 191, 187. Again, the formal title of the Jesuit order is the Society of Jesus. They're the same thing. Some people didn't like that they referred to themselves as the Society of Jesus. That's why they go by Jesuit order. It's if you look into why they have the two names, official name and the name they go by, Jesuits, because they find it less provoking of others. But a big number with the Jesuits is 54, and baseball is a game of 54, 54 outs in a complete game. Notice this ritual yesterday on the founder of the Jesuits' death anniversary at age 65. The Yankees became 32 and 22 versus the Phillies. The 54th game played between these teams. Jesuit order 54, again, just like baseball. And you see when you run the alphabetic order in reverse, baseball's 162. That's just making Z1 back to A is 26. 162 like the 162 games in the season. You run the alphabetic forwards, Major League Baseball, that equals 162, whereas the word baseball alone is 54. And you run the alphabetic order in reverse numerology, it's also 54. And then 18, like how many half innings there are in a game. But yeah, living in Seattle, when I learned this knowledge, I shared with a lot of Mariners fans this little thing about baseball. It always blew everybody's mind. Like, yeah, check it out, man. The rituals year after year when you're aware. And again, you guys, this baseball season has been more challenging than any other. And they even made it a little bit iffy yesterday because the Phillies had a chance at their 39th home win of the season, and that's a big New York number. But that's why we said before the series began, there's a narrative for either the Yankees to win 2 out of 3 or to sweep. And if you take the Yankees to win the series, you won that once they won 2 games. You didn't have to worry about this third game. So again, there's multiple ways to use this knowledge to take advantage of the rig game. But again, this has been the most difficult and challenging season ever. Still, with the methods we've taught with this knowledge, we teach how you turn $1 into $100. How to use your brain, use the knowledge, not become a gambling junkie, but instead of wasting your money on lottery tickets, learn how to use your own mind instead of spending $1 on the lottery ticket, hoping you're going to win at least 100. Use your mind to actually win 100 off a rigged system. Again, that builds brain cells. Or better yet, don't even gamble at all. Just use the knowledge and laugh at how rigged the game is. But the reality is you can turn a dollar into 100, and it's because of being able to predict exact scores and rituals like this. It's from things like yesterday. We saw if the Braves beat the Brewers, they'd be plus 59 in runs scored for the year going into the Miami Marlins series, where we call the Marlins the 59 team, and that keeps happening. Cardinals going into the Chicago series, 35 differential in runs scored, that big Chicago number, big Thursday number. Again, these things happen all over the league when you're paying attention. But that's the thing, if you're paying attention, if you're using this knowledge, I've been here for over a decade, you guys, calling out World Series futures correctly, consistently, year after year for over a decade. That's no fluke. There's a reason this stuff continues to happen. There's a reason I said years ago from studying this, it was obvious all roads led to Rome and it went back to the Jesuits. I mean, where's your argument with the most symbolic team in the MLB who's on 27 World Series wins? Again, MLB has that gematria 27, breaks down to 9 like baseball's a game of 9. Again, you look at all those numbers in the gematria of baseball, they all break down to 9. 54 is 5 plus 4 is 9. 18 is 1 plus 8 is 9. 162 is 1 plus 6 plus 2 is 9. So, yeah, again, Sam Tripoli, if you're still out there, please, when you're now telling your audience you don't think the Jesuits are running the show, tell me who is. The Illuminati, again, that was founded by a Jesuit, Adam Weishaupt. Bavaria equals 54, where he founded it. Could have put that one up there, Bavaria, 54. The Jesuit order behind the Illuminati. The Jesuit headquarters at the Church of the Gesù, Building 54 in Italy. And for the record, when this game ended yesterday in Italy, it would have already been the first day of the 8th month. How they write it over there, 1/8 like 18, like how last year the MLB changed the base size to 18 inches, 18 half innings. But yeah, I mean, you can't get more obvious than this. 6'5", number 65 on the mounds, perfect record, perfect scripts. And please don't be the next person to ask how you script baseball. I mean... Look at all the 0-2 counts in baseball with hanging breaking balls over the plate in modern day MLB with these jacked up scores. It's like, what major league pitcher does that? You know, the baseball purists are saying, well, it's because, you know, they're having to pitch so fast and they got to bring in all these guys who really aren't major league level. Man, come on. We all know those guys in AAA are also amazing athletes. Again, they know not to hang break. Sports are so scripted, you guys. They're so scripted. They're so cinematic. Pay attention to the numbers. You'll see how exact they are. You'll see the pitch counts and the rituals. You'll be like, damn, another home run on the 39th pitch of the game with New York? Again? All right. And feel free to sign up. We're going to start talking about football a lot today. It's the Hall of Fame game today. It's funny because it's 85 days after Lovie Smith's birthday, who coached the Bears and the Texans. That's who's playing today. The Chicago Bears, the Houston Texans, two teams Lovie Smith coached. 85, the Bears fans hear it right away. That was their Super Bowl season, the 85 season. They won with 46 points with a revolutionary 4-6 defense when Chicago equals 46. You know, they're having the DNC in Chicago this year, Obama's backyard. With Biden still the guy, at least for now. Remember, lotus flowers bloom in August. Kamala Devi means lotus goddess. Anyway, we're getting off topic, but they do bring it all together with the sports and the rigged elections, the rigged outcomes of the big games. Same stuff we've been educating about for a decade. But yeah, again, where is your argument? It's not the Jesuits. This on the anniversary of Ignatius of Loyola's death at age 65. And by the way, Wikipedia just recently changed his age of death. He's now died at 64. Wikipedia always trying to rewrite history. It's crazy. It is so Orwellian, Wikipedia. But yeah. Also, you know, some years with the World Series, we just have one World Series picked out and we're dead on. Some years we have to put down a few different scenarios on the roulette wheel. And again, as long as you covered the right spaces, you're going to come out well ahead. Futures, especially when we got both teams. I'm not saying this is going to be the World Series, but it's not one I talked about in spring training. This was not a World Series. We've been looking at this scenario for a while this year, being aware of this. But if they did do a rematch of the Yankees and Phillies World Series, it is just interesting that it was 15 years ago. That we knew that was going to be a big number this year. 15 because it's the 120th World Series. 120 is the 15th triangular number. That means if you had 1 through 15, it equals 120. So yes, this was the World Series 15 years ago. And what stands out to me now, just seeing this game happen as we get closer to the World Series, the Yankees lost 59 games that year. Nestor Cortez, number 65, who got the win yesterday, became 5-9 for the year. 59 is big with the current Jesuit Pope. Well, the first Catholic Pope who's Jesuit, for the record, is Pope Francis, which in Gematria equals 59. Remember, Benedict stepped down on the 59th day of the year, and we were telling you a year in advance, the 59th election, Biden would become number 46, exactly 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday when Catholics 46, and Beau Biden, his passing was synced with the Pope. Remember, the Pope celebrated his first year with the Jesuits in 59 as well. He became a member in 58, first anniversary with the Jesuits in 59. So the other thing that stands out, the Yankees won 103 games that year. They were 103 and 59 in the regular season. And Jesuits has the gematria of 103 and 86. Funny enough, this game yesterday was 86 days before game one of the World Series. We've seen those numbers get paired up. So, yeah, again, if I'm a futures guy, I'm covering different spaces on the roulette wheel. Again, we've been talking about other very possible scenarios that also have a lot to them. But yeah, right now in our season, just from what we cover, looking at sports, there's about 4, maybe 5 scenarios we've been considering. This has been one for a little bit, but this does make it more interesting. I mean, this is a mega ritual. The Yankees getting their 32nd win, it just reminds me how when the Dodgers broke the 32-year drought, they did it over the Rays. If you look up the Jesuit logo, it has 32 sun rays on it. The word Christ in Gematria is 32, like America. In America, every president, nearly all of them, believe in Christ, Jesus Christ. They swear in on the Bible. The nation that supposedly escaped the tyranny of the Catholic Church in Europe, which a lot of people were trying to flee when it got founded. Anyway, the games are scripted, undeniably. You pay attention, you learn the numbers, you watch. I mean, I feel like every sports fan should be doing this. Again, it might free you from wasting your entire evenings and weekends exhausting yourself over the outcomes of these games when you realize they're scripted. I know for a man who's 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years into fandom, it can be depressing and painful, but that's why they say the truth hurts. But then the truth also sets you free. You might find that you have better use of your time on the weekend. Finally working out, exercising, feeling better, living longer. Anyway, do what you want to do, but no doubt these games are scripted. If you got a real argument to say how they aren't, I'm listening. Till next time, Truth Seeker.